computer. Hello, corporate hustlers. Welcome to another awesome Corporate Hustle Virtual Summit actual interview. We are excited. This is our 5th year out here in these internet streets, making sure that you, the corporate professional, know how to take your information, your knowledge, your resources, your expertise, and turn it into a profitable online brand business, anything in these internet streets that makes you money, because we understand that corporate is stable, but it is not loyal. Today, I have someone who I don't even think she don't be like to be on these cameras, but she was like, I'm gonna come out here in these internet streets and give the people what they need. Okay. She's in a mastermind with me. She's an excellent strategist, all the things related to stuff that you don't like to talk about: technology, systems, processes, back end functionality that you as a professional, you need it. You need automations in your life. So make sure you have your pen, your paper, because this one is going to be good. So welcome to the Corporate Hustle Virtual Summit, Jennifer. This is our first time on the summit. We're excited to have you. Tell the people about yourself and what it is that you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Demishia. I'm so happy to be here and share this with your audience. So what I do is I help my clients map their way to the money. And I do that by building out funnels and running paid ad campaigns. So the ad campaigns bring the traffic and the funnels convert those leads into sales.
Come on, wait a minute. She said, map it to the money. Map it
Yes.
to the money. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you learn how to, or discover that you were good at helping people map it to the money?
So some time ago, I was in this program that was kind of focused on launching, right? Because everyone wants to launch. Everyone wants to get their offer out there and make sales. And so in this program, it teaches you all the things about launching, all the stages, and everything that goes into that process. And as we're all in that program learning about it and doing it, I'm seeing that other people are not as savvy or not as skilled at the tech aspect of it. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, it seems easy to me. And, it came easy to me. So I'm like, let me just, look at this a little bit more. And so I started helping people with their funnels and helping them with their launches and getting all that tech stuff together for them. And it kind of went from there. And I decided to niche down. So I do specialize on a particular platform. That platform is Kartra. I love Kartra. It's all the things. It's everything in one, everything you need, landing pages, emails, and everything. So but I have a little bit of experience outside of, other platforms, but my preference and my specialty is Kartra.
Okay, so 2 things. What were you doing before you became a Kartra specialist? And then maybe we can get into how you end up choosing Kartra.
Yes. So my very first business was many, many years ago. Started out as a VA because I had the admin background, admin skills, and I was like, okay, this isn't going to be too difficult. So I did that for a little bit, and then I kind of transitioned into building WordPress websites. Again, my background is tech because I went to school for computers and I have a degree in that. And so that kind of just is my lane. So I built out some websites and that was okay for a while. And I then transitioned into social media management, and from social media management transitioned into the Kartra specialist.
Oh, okay. Now, we nosy at the Corporate Hustle Virtual Summit. So we want to know why it is that you chose the entrepreneurial route as opposed to using your degree in corporate.
That is a very good question. And so for a number of reasons, I like that freedom and that ability to make the money that I want to make, to not be capped, to not be boxed in, to not be devalued. I think that there are, of course, benefits and things being in corporate. However, I think as a Black woman and as someone who has, a family, or even just yourself, what Black women do is they take what they learn and they build, and that affects everyone, their children, their partner, everyone in their immediate circle, that impacts them. So having these skills and stability, I needed to utilize that to help myself, but also it allows me to empower other Black women, because then they're able to have the knowledge that if they choose, because everyone not going to choose to learn, but if you choose to learn, understand this platform and have that knowledge, that's only going to help you and benefit you in your business and in the long run. So it's an all around beneficial skill and ability that brought me into this space. Again, some years ago, I was a single mom, I had a small child, and it was just it was a struggle time, and so being in that situation, not having support, not having financial support, not having emotional support, I needed to do some things differently. And so that's what prompted me to start my very first business, trying to make a better life for myself, for my child. And I feel like I did that.
Yes. Okay. I love that. So you guys, like we always say, no cap. No caps around here. No cap. What kids say, no cap, no lies are told when it comes to these income streams. And again, she is demonstrating why I tell you that women need to build their brands and businesses, because we are directly impacting our villages, our communities, our families. We're natural nurturers and givers. She was like, I want a better lifestyle. Now, I know a lot of people out here, y'all know y'all be trying to get on me because I tell you all the time, I didn't start no business because of purpose. The purpose was money. The purpose, I figured I would find my way. I'm a good person naturally, so whatever I'm doing is going to have purpose. So I did not look for like, oh, I'm good as, I'm going to make sure that I have some sustainable vegetable oil that's saving the planet. It was, how do we get this money so that my sons can make sure that their lifestyle is not altered? So I love that. And like you said, it is a choice. It's a choice. Freedom comes with a cost, right? So, and she's explaining that to you, like it's good, it's bad, it's all the things, but having the choice is what we all have now, especially now that the internet, the gatekeepers are gone, and you can, you can live in the best unapologetically both worlds like I do. So let's talk about emails. Let's start with emails, right?
Yeah.
Why is an email list important to build?
Oh, well, so I'm sure we all experienced when Instagram and Facebook went down. So because those platforms can go down, go away, or whatever, or kick you off. I mean, honestly, people have lost their pages, lost access. While you can build 1 million followers, right? You can do that. But until you actually own that list, until you actually own those names and emails, you really don't have anything, honestly. Because anything could happen to where you don't have access, you don't have the ability to communicate with them. Owning your own list, building your list, having those names and emails and phone numbers if you choose to, you can communicate anytime you want, as much as you want. You're building that relationship with them, and you're not dependent on any sort of platform, social platform that may be here tomorrow, may decide to kick you off, may shut down, may whatever. You have the ability to communicate with your audience, build relationship, and provide value and make offers to them when you choose, when you decide. That gives you that freedom, that flexibility. You don't really have that if you don't have a list.
You have nothing. Okay. You have nothing without a list. Do not be out here in these internet streets with a following of 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, 2,000 without an email list that is matching it. Must agree wholeheartedly. It's one of the things that when I first started my business, I wish I just would have focused on. How can I get your email out of your brain into my system or platform? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are like scared to email their actual list. So do you have any, advice for us in these, streets when it comes to that?
Yeah. I had a good friend. It is so funny because it's like she had this big list and she was like, I don't think I should email them. I don't want to bother them. No, ma'am, they gave you their email. They want you to email them. They want you to contact them. When someone gives you their email, they're raising their hand and say, yeah, you can email me. You can contact me. Please let me know what's going on. Please stay in contact with me. That's why you have it. When they're ready to leave, they will unsubscribe. You don't have to worry about bothering them or emailing too much. I think honestly, I've heard that emailing too little is probably more of a problem than emailing too much, because you're inconsistent. And I'm guilty of it as well. I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it, getting better. But you have to email your list. They've raised their hand. It's something that you have offered or provided that drew them to you, right? And while you've got them, while you have their attention, build that relationship. Email them. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out email, but something of value, something, a tip, a hack, something that they can use. Or on the other hand, ask them what they need. Ask them, how can I support you? or tell them what you have to offer, something, some sort of communication. You want to build that list, because when the time comes, when you're ready to launch, when you want to make an offer of some sort that's not free, that is a paid offer, you want those people to be responsive. You want them to open your emails. You want them to be accustomed to you, to know you, to feel like y'all have something going on. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be strangers at that time. So you want to email your list.
I love it. And I always tell people, listen, you have to stay top of mind. Mm-hmm. And the only way that when they actually are ready to solve the problem that you have the solution for, you have to stay top of mind. So if you haven't emailed them all week, it's a problem. And I always tell people, you don't tell Fashion Nova to stop emailing you, not Shein, and they will send you every hour on the hour and text you and, you know, and be running profitable business. You think about it. We all know what Coca-Cola is. We all know what Pepsi is, but they stay reminding us of who they are in their campaigns. And why? Why? Because you have to stay people's top of mind, especially with all this noise out here.
Oh, yeah.
You have to stay top of mind. Now, speaking of awesome campaigns, brands, big, how do we transition from just sending random emails to actually saying we have a funnel or, you know, a process that we're actually doing that's going to result in whatever we want to happen on the back end?
First things first, you got to plan, you got to have a strategy. Now, I know that for some, the planning may be the challenge or the strategy, or it could be both, but that's where you want to get support. But when you have a plan and a strategy about what you're doing and why you're doing it, it makes it, of course, more intentional, but also less stressful. I know personally, it's less stressful when you know why you're emailing, what you're emailing about, what you're going to say, what you're going to put, because it makes sense. All of it flows, right? So you would have whatever the free thing is that you're bringing people into your, getting people into your funnel with, and you would transition them from that free thing onto the next thing, right? So after something free, you want to offer something paid. There's always an intention with what you're doing. You're not just kind of doing it to be doing it, to say, okay, I did it, I checked it off. No, there's always intention, always a plan. And whenever you are offering anything, be that free or paid, you want it to be related to your main offer or your core program or your core offer, to where you are supporting people. Now, be that support with the high ticket offer or the main offer, or it be maybe the lead magnet, a little piece or a little sample or a solution to one problem of what you solve on the big picture, right? But you want to be strategic about what you're doing. So definitely always plan and be intentional about what you're doing and timing, right? You don't want to wait till last minute. You don't want to be sitting up late at night trying to figure out what I'm going to say, what I'm going to say to these people. No, be prepared. You have to plan in advance. You must plan in advance if you want to be successful with this.
I love that. Now, I know, you know, we said we will dive deep into the back end situation. Now, although you offer maybe coaching, done for you, all the things, what is it that you recommend that your clients at least know about what you're doing in their back end systems? Like, even though they're not doing it, should they have a working knowledge of what it is you're doing?
I find it helpful. It's not required, but I find it helpful, because a lot of times when people don't understand fully as a service provider, when people don't really understand fully what you're doing, they can't really appreciate it. Sometimes, not always. So I think having a working knowledge is good for that reason, but also you want to understand what's happening. I know that a lot of times too, when we hire someone to work with, it's not necessarily an ongoing relationship, right? So sometimes you may hire someone and you may, at some point, your relationship with them or your working relationship may come to an end for whatever reason. When they're gone, you don't want to be in a position where, you know, what do I do? You know, I don't know how to do that. I don't even know what's going on to my list. Like that's not where you want to be. So you want to at least have like a basic understanding of, okay, well, when this trigger thing happened, this happens. Or, you know, I have emails going out because I looked at it and I can see, and they're opening it. Like, you want to have some sort of knowledge that will help you and that will empower you, right? So you're not reliant or dependent or someone else coming into your business to tell you what's happening in your back end. Now they can assist you with that, but you don't want to be reliant or so heavily, you know, needing someone to come in and explain it. So you want to be able to at least have a little bit of an understanding about that.
Yeah, just have like a basic understanding.
Mm-hmm.
What are some back-end analytics or data that we should be looking at when it comes to our email campaigns?
That's good. So definitely your open rates, your click-through rates, right? If you have links in the emails, those are important because it tells you, and also your unsubscribes, but it gives you data about whether people are even opening, right? If they're reading it, if they're responding to it, if it's resonating with them. These are important things to know because that tells you which direction you need to go in, or if you need to pivot, or if it's making sense to people. And then also too, what affects your open rate is going to be your subject line. So you want to have strong subject lines. You want to make sure that you're offering value and good content in your emails. So again, some of that is planning and just kind of knowing ahead. If you wait till last minute to kind of do some of this, it's not as it may not be as strong or as powerful or connect as well as if you had time to really process and think about what you want to say and why you want to say it and where you want to lead them, right?
I like that. So, because I always tell my clients, so what I've learned traditionally is that I've had like good open rates or
Mm-hmm.
to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that in a second, but like, let's say my open rate might be 34%, right? Open
Mm-hmm.
rate's pretty good.
Yes.
But I realized my click through, you not doing
Mm-hmm.
what I said. So that would lead me to believe that my copy isn't strong enough,
Mm-hmm.
or my offer isn't strong enough. So this is the power of you being able to find out how well you resonate with your audience is for the words that you're saying. So that's just something that I learned. And then even though I don't focus on unsubscribes as much as I do actual subscribes, because this now will tell me whether my freebie or that little small thing is even working, right? Is the campaign even working? If nobody's, being added to your list every day, it's time to go live. It's time to, up the ad budget, change the copy. Something external before we ever got to your email is broken. So the data, the analytics, and I know I nerd out on data analytics, but it tells the tale of what's happening. And they'll help you pivot to find out what you should be responding to. So that's why, I definitely always ask that question, like, what are your nerd analytics? What's going on here? You said that Kartra also was landing pages and emails. Which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do I need to be as focused on my landing page, or do I need to focus on my emails? Like, I really got to do all the things.
Yes, but in what order, right?
Right order,
I think both are important. However, and they both require some time and intention. Your landing page is very important because, get back to analytics. Let's say if you're sending 100 people there, but only 10 to 20 of those 100 people are converting, then you maybe want to look at your page because it may not be resonating, or it may not be, speaking their language, or something's not clear, right? It's not converting at a good or strong enough rate. So you want to look at the number of people who are going to your page versus how many people are actually clicking on that button and converting. But your page is very important. So I would definitely spend quite a bit of time there. Definitely get feedback, get other eyes. When we build things out, we think that, it looks good, right? It looks good to me. It sounds good to me. So, but sometimes, it may not necessarily transition in the same way. So you do want to get feedback on your page because someone else may not see what you're seeing. Maybe you're too close to it, right? So definitely get feedback on your pages. I would say definitely start there. Making sure that copy is strong, making sure those buttons and the calls to action is strong, a strong headline. You want a page that's going to basically represent your offer, speak for you, sell for you when you're not there.
I love it. It's running all night long, y'all. You're not going to be there, especially if you're a working professional. You need this type of automation. You need, while you're still working your 9 to 5, something has to be out here getting leads for you, generating money for you. So that's where this comes in. Give us a pet peeve that you have about your industry or the services that you provide.
Okay. So one pet peeve I would say is, okay, so let's say, for example, right, there are some places where you can go. I'm not going to say any names, but you can go to get like a discount worker. nothing against the discount workers. However, because everyone has a place and plays a role, when you are a business owner and you are wanting your launch or something to be successful, right? Your campaign to be successful, somebody has to have a strategy and has to have a plan, right? And be intentional about what's happening, when it's happening, why it's happening. When you contract someone who's an hourly person, they're not necessarily providing that. They're hired more so to do. They're hired to work specifically, right? So that strategy and that intention, that has to come from somewhere else if you're working with an hourly person. When you invest in someone who is a project-based or perhaps a higher ticket service provider, that's what you're getting. You're getting the strategy. You're getting knowing those things that you may not have thought about. You're getting someone who has that foresight, who has that knowledge, that experience, that expertise, and also someone who's going to test. I've had to clean up clients' back ends with, people getting emails and access they shouldn't have, just all kinds of craziness. Prices being one price on this page, go to another view, it's a different price. It's just, you want to be mindful of what's happening, because these are your assets. These are your pages, your emails. This is representing your business and your brand. You want to be strategic about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So again, when you invest, you want to invest and consider that as an investment, not so much a cost and expense, but an investment in your business, an investment in your brand, an investment in you, right? These pages, what you're putting out into the world is representing you. You want them to be correct. You want them to work properly. You want them to be fully tested before you put them out to the public.
Come on now, listen, these are your brand assets. And I love the word investing, because this is an investment into what you're doing. And until you are comfortable, understand, or have that working knowledge to direct people, then you need the strategy and the planning. You pay for what you get. At the end of the day, you're paying for what you get. I always tell people, if you just need an executor, then it's fine to go out there and just tell people what to do. Jennifer can go get the people and tell them what to do, because she knows that she wants to do. But you probably at home still need a plan, a strategy, and some other things. Now, when it comes to all the various coaches you can have, then you get down to, okay, I still need strategists and planners to actually execute things. So just be mindful of where you are in your journey and who you need to get you to your next level of your journey and when you need them, right? And that's why we have this summit, so you understand that your budget changes as depending on what you want. So stop looking for 6-figure launches with $6 dreams. Stop. Just don't even do it. Just stop. The $6 Fiverr person is not going, or Upwork, wherever you want to get them from. They're not going to be able to help you with no 6-figure launch without you directing everything that they do. So what are some trends? Right. We already know everybody wants to talk about AI and the AI mama and AI cousins. But in general, what are some trends that you see out here, and whether it's in email marketing or landing pages that we should be aware of?
Yes, so the AI has been hot in the streets lately, but yeah, that would definitely be incorporated in the trends that I'm seeing. And the trends that I'm seeing pretty much are related to lead generation. So it's not, the typical lead generation, I got a newsletter. It's not so much that. I know that that's kind of still out there somewhat, but what I'm seeing a lot of these days are quizzes and challenges. And the reason for that is because of the segmentation. So I love that. So quizzes are really good because clearly they're segmenting your people. People take a quiz. It's usually a fun, quick, easy thing. And they're kind of almost categorized, right? And tagged as this type of person or this type of person. So that's a great way to build your list quickly and easily for free. It's something fun for people to do. And also, more importantly, it's identifying them based on the action or based on the information that they've given you in that quiz. So that's one way that you can build your list, but also be able to know how to communicate with these people. Challenges also are great because what I've seen done with challenges is that if you have a free challenge and you market that thing properly, and you have a VIP, you can monetize it on the front end. So this is not talking about your back end offer, right? That you're pitching later on, but you're on the front end. So you have this free thing, you have the VIP, people upgrade to the VIP, they're getting some special treatment because who doesn't want to be a VIP, right? They're getting this VIP treatment, but you're also able to monetize and possibly cover your ad spend up on the front, right? So that's kind of a strategic way, because challenges are fun, right? They're engaging, you're getting a win, you're feeling good about your stuff. I know I have when I've been in a challenge. When you do something, you actually do what they say to do and it works for you, I feel good about that. So challenges give the person in the challenge a quick win, but they also allow the person providing the challenge to give some support and let people see their value, their expertise, how they can support that person further along, right? So I think that as far as lead generation, building your list, because we talked about lists earlier, quizzes and challenges definitely are the way to go. If you're, prepared for that, there's other ways as well. And ChatGPT comes in because it helps you with the copy. Because I know not all of us are strong copywriters, right? So ChatGPT will definitely give you an outline. If nothing else, it could really give you the whole thing, but you want to make sure you tweak it and put it in your own voice. But it gives you a good head start. So you're not sitting there with pen and paper trying to figure out what do I say? What do I need to write, right? It gives you an outline. It gives you a starting point, if nothing else, but definitely will help you to get things going a lot quicker than just kind of starting from scratch.
Okay, yes, I love that. So, excuse me. So now we understand and we know that email marketing, your funnel, it's a lot goes into it. But at the end of the day, it all begins with what is your actual goal? Keep the end in mind, but don't stay stuck there. Keep the end in mind, but go ahead and don't stay stuck. Do you have any advice for us? And then let us know how we can stay connected with you so that we can learn more about how to be excellent funnel builders and marketers out here in these internet streets.
Advice. Don't be afraid to get the support that you need. Again, as like I said, strategist, the culture specialist, there's different ways to support someone. It doesn't necessarily have to jump into immediately being the high ticket offer, but there's different ways and different price points to support someone. Just make sure you get the support that you need, and then also be open and willing to receive what's being provided to you. Like I said, we're skilled and talented at what we do, and we bring that expertise to you. And as a service provider, when I'm working with someone, I give 100%. So I think that as a business owner, if you're not skilled and strengthened in that area, it only makes sense for you to have someone on your team, even if it's like a temporary, project-based, relationship, but have someone on your team who can support you in that launch that you want, the 6-figure launch that Demishia mentioned, in, that marketing campaign, in that challenge, or that live event that you want to do, right? So just be open and be willing.
I love it. You guys, I hope that you have taken this last, 20, 30 minutes and decided, hey, I need to learn more about email marketing, my funnel, my lead generation in order to get the money that I desire, right? Here at the Corporate Hustle Virtual Summit, we are bringing you excellent, excellent speakers like Jennifer to see Black women's minds be expanded beyond just what you see in these internet streets. We don't all talk about just how to have a $5 e-commerce business online and sell lip gloss. You can be an actual service provider that is helping people with technical aspects, systems, processes. Jennifer probably can do way, way more than just Kartra, but she decided to niche because we all know that the money, the fortune is in the niching, right? So understand that not only do I want you to see Jennifer as a service provider, but also as somebody that shows you that how you can transition your skills, transition your degrees, and build entire brands and businesses. And you don't have to be the dancer on TikTok or whatever to actually flex your, intellectual muscles out here and really nerd out when it comes to what you're passionate about, because somebody needs your solution. So I hope that you had your pen and paper, you reach out to Jennifer, you join her community. Of course, you're here at the Corporate Hustle Virtual Summit, hosted by yours truly, Demishia Samuels, your actual launch strategist, and of course, LinkedIn expert. But that's Jennifer over here killing it in the game when it comes to email marketing, funnels, and all things back end to make you look good in the front end. So we're out. I'm Demishia. That's Jennifer. And we'll see you inside of our communities. Talk to you soon.
I have to say how to reach me.
Oh, go ahead, because I can edit
Okay.
it in.
Okay. So you can reach me at the Cartridge Specialist on Instagram and on TikTok. And I have a free thingy. Do I give that
You
now?
can say it.
I also have a 30-day TikTok and Reels tracker, and you can get that at bit.ly/short video tracker.
Okay. And all that will be listed below in the links, and clicking on the linkity links so that you'll be able to reach out and stay in the communities. Talk to you guys.